We usually do an intro on the show where I say today's the day and when we're recording the show. And then we take you into a cool little intro with some cool little music. That ain't happening today. Welcome to
Hell,
yeah, basically whatever you want to call it. You want to call it hell, you want to call it a dumpster fire, what do you want to call it? But welcome to episode number 5 of the Flame and Talk podcast. We're recording late on Thursday night, and the Flames, about, I want to say, an hour-ish ago, lost what I can say. I don't even know what to call it. Like, I don't even know what to call that performance. Like Robert Munich on Twitter, Ring of Fire, CGY, called the second period the worst period of hockey the Flames had ever played. And the team was booed out of the building after 40 minutes and after the game was over. If that doesn't go to show you what this organization is right now, I don't know what else you need to prove it to. So, but anyway, before I get into even more of a heated rant here, Connor, my man, what's going on?
I don't care anymore. I don't. Um, yeah, no, I don't care. The team doesn't, so why should I? There, yeah, no, there's no shits given on the ice, and I bet you at practice it's probably the same way. About you probably see Huska having maybe a nice motivational speech and on the practice and beforehand, but they have blocked ears because they have probably money bags, like this, just covering their ears because they don't care. They're getting paid, so why should they give a shit? They and you know what's funny is I kept seeing something about I think Lindholm saying I'd boo too if I saw our team play like that. It is empty
Bro
words.
literally, bro literally stole Derek Jeter's quote.
Mhm. You know
Bro,
what?
you're not Derek Jeter.
Well, the thing is that those are empty words because he doesn't. He's probably one of the people who doesn't give a shit. Like one of the biggest people who just doesn't care. Um, and he's looking for that nine million because he just wants to steal money. He we have two other guys who are basically thieves of the franchise who are who have probably been switched in the line so much that you wouldn't even know about if they like at first that they were supposed to be one of the top line guys. But yeah, no, I don't give a shit. I really just don't give a shit. I just, you know what? Honestly, the first after the first period, I was mostly playing games. I was just mostly playing games, and even on the second period, I was on my phone most of the time. I really could care less. It really is. It's just sad. You know what? It's not even sad because that would actually mean I'd have to care to some extent about what this team is. And right now, I again I laugh a bit because it's pathetic, but also I just sit back and if I hear a goal horn for us, that's great. I know it won't result into anything. And luckily today we got shut out. We did get booed, which was good. I wanted to see a jersey thrown on the ice. Maybe someone if someone would have put it on fire as well, that would have been good. But we didn't have any jerseys thrown,
That would have
unfortunately.
been cool.
So that's unfortunate. Um, yeah. So I don't really know about what we're going to be doing here. I hope what we can do is we can try and look for uh like if we can hire someone to injure Huberto and Kadri and Lindholm's kneecaps, completely shatter them saying, "Oh, can't play anymore. Sorry, bud." And we bring up, Chris, or we bring up Zari and Poirier, and we bring up some of the young guns too, because obviously, again, They don't care. So let's bring up some
Took a
guys
real
who.
hard turn real fast.
Oh, dude, if
Oh my
this,
god.
it's probably it's
Guys,
what
guys,
they deserve.
guys, guys, listen. It's that bad right now that Connor's saying injured their kneecaps.
I'm not smiling. Oh, okay. By the way, anybody who's actually watching and anybody who thinks I'm being serious, I'm not.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just frustrated,
yes.
and
Yeah.
I'm also just kind of done. So, we
Was it
could.
kind of me, by the way, tonight, or was the quality of the game a little different? And what I mean by that is because I think CF Red Central pointed it out tonight. Was there a chance the Flames were trying to hide how bad the attendance was tonight? Because it looked brutal tonight.
So
It looked
yeah,
like it did in the Young Guns era when the place was not
yeah,
being filled.
yeah. Um, there's a difference between having a bad team and having a fun bad team. A fun bad team is one where you have close games, or you have games where you have guys that are old, but they're trying their ass off still, and they're going up ahead. You have high scoring games, that will probably result in a loss for your team, but it's a high scoring game. And then we have this kind of section. I'm not sure, maybe season, I don't know. Right now I'll say section. um of the Flame season, um that is just pure and utter dog shit play. Barely any goals scored. Today there was a complete shutout, so nothing. Um, there is no passion on the ice. Like the save, like again, I just looked at even like Jacob Markstrom, man. He played a hell of a game, and I feel bad for him. Like again, those two goals are not because of him. Yes, I mean the on against the Rangers, one goal was on him, yeah, and it was a shitty one. But I look at the other two goals, and I think, wow, where was his defense? They just weren't there on the Rangers, because both of them were a nice deflection shot where, if you have a defenseman there, they could get their stick in the way, right? But they, like, and then but yeah, and then the two today were just basically one was a shorthanded goal by the Blues, thanks to a defensive turnover, or in the in or yeah, defensive or off. Fuck me, sorry. I just remembering. A Kadri turnover. What, surprise, surprise, I know. Um, on the power play, and then another was a defensive turnover that resulted in it getting deflected off of Zadorov's knee. And then afterwards they just kind of said, fuck it, we're done, we're good. What I'm basically saying is that if the other team scores first, it's done, the game's over. If the Flames score first, there is a little bit of a chance that we have still to win. That's what I've been noticing. So that yeah.
And I think the worst thing about all this is the owner is Murray Edwards doesn't care. And I went on this rant the previous episode about how Murray Edwards doesn't give a fuck. And he legitimately does not give a fuck. And that's, I think, the worst part of it all, right? Is you can have as mediocre of a team as you want. He's not going to care. He's not going to care at all. And that's the thing. They were talking about Robert again. I'm going to shout out Robert. And by the way, we're going to have Robert, Rain of Fire, CGY. We're going to have him on the show very, very soon for all of you. So we hope you tune into that. Details will be announced at some point in the future. But
Murray, okay, go ahead.
Basically, but anyway, but hold on. Sorry, hold on for a second, Connor. But basically, what he said on his latest article at Flames Nation is, it's time for a new direction. It's time for ownership to listen to the fans for once. 95% of this fan base is clamoring for a rebuild. And I guarantee you that a lot of your season ticket holders right now do not believe in this. Did you see what the attendance was tonight? They do not believe this. None of us believe in this. And it's going in no man's land again if you run this thing back. Screw contract extensions. Get the hell out of here with those things. You got to tear it down. What are we doing here? Like, I know people are, listen. I know that this is not necessarily always going to be us basically saying Flames need to tear down every show, but listen, the Flames have to tear it down. It's as simple as ever. We know what they need to do, but they're not going to do it. For some weird reason, they refuse to do it. Why?
Murray Edwards is the modern day Harold Ballard. All he gives a shit about is that there are ticket prices and that he is making money. And right now with his
Shit though.
Well, he's still making money, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to him. He might be making money, and once the ticket prices, or once he realizes that, I'm not actually making money from this game today, so then he'll make a change, but it won't be for the actual team. It'll be to increase ticket prices. He's probably the modern day Harold Ballard, and that is my final word. Murray Edwards is a bastard.
Yeah. I think the worst part of this too is why isn't John Bean communicating this to him? He's the same one who's supposed to be talking to the fans, right? At these season ticket holder events. Why isn't he trying to convince Murray to rebuild? Where the fuck is he during all this?
I don't know. I don't know how much power John Bean actually has, because
I guarantee you he has a lot to say. He's the CEO of CSEC. He has a lot of influence on how decisions get made as well. Not to the point where he has the last word, but he has influence where he can convince the top guy to make decisions.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. Like I don't even know if we have to talk too much about the game tonight at all, because what's there to talk about? The team was terrible.
Huskon, Huberdeau, and Kadri. If you're expecting those two guys to win games for us, it's not going to happen. We're going to be waiting for that for a long period of time. So he basically, Huska just admitted that, Kadri and Huberdeau are both shit. There is no chance that we're going to win games with them. Mm-hmm.
That's what he's admitting. He's goddamn right about that. Like, I put this out on Twitter, but when is it going to get to the point where Nazem Kadri is a buyout candidate? Because I don't think we're that far away from that possibility, are we?
We are not in we are very much in the possibility of trading and buying out a lot of people at this point. If we could, we probably would have done so already, or yeah. No, I was just thinking. No. I almost want to go to Toronto and say, hey, Brad Trevling, I hope you're happy with whatever you did. It was actually a really smart move by him, because he knew he was going to screw over the Flames, and he knew he probably wasn't going to get extended. So hell, why not? Extend the two guys that probably won't do really anything for the team, and then get the hell out of there. He found a good way. He found a real good way. And you know what? He is a genius. He is a genius for doing that because I I wouldn't have known. Well, I had a feeling that there were talks about not extending him in the first place, but I wouldn't have known that he'd go 10.5 mil and then 7x7 for Kadri. So, like, he is, and you know what? I bet you he will do things a lot differently in Toronto. I bet you he'll all of a sudden his strategies will change in Toronto. His kind of his mindset will change, um, and again, I think I saw something like this on the broadcast or on the group chat. Sorry, ho- I think it was was it you that said it that if Huberto were to be bought out and traded to either traded or were to be just traded right now to a different team, like if he went back to Florida, he'd probably be another 100+ point player. He would
Well,
absolutely
I
be.
didn't.
And
I wasn't the one who mentioned that, by the way. I think it was
okay,
someone else.
okay,
To your point, whoever sent that is right. Is
no,
absolutely right. There's something about this team, this organization, this franchise where careers go to die.
yep.
And I can bring up numerous examples of that.
You know what? You know what though? And then I worry about Wolf, and I worry about Peltier, and I worry about Poirier. I worry about Zari, because they want to have an NHL career, and
Mhm.
the moment that they probably come up here for a year, if they get signed for a year or so, whatever their entry level is, yeah, good luck, because they might be looking like probably one of the worst NHL players in the game, and they won't have a chance in hell for any other team that would probably want that, or they'll go into another team and then they'll just do amazing. They'll Dustin Wolf will be the star of the um, Montreal Canadiens, just as an example,
Yeah.
but while he was on the Flames, he was doing like a 1 point. He was letting in like a 3.9 goals against average and an 8.75 goals against average or save percentage.
This episode and every other episode of the Flaming Talk podcast is presented by DraftKings. The NFL season is currently going strong, and DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with an offer that's even stronger. Bet $5 in any game this week to score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener offer every game day this October. Discuss upcoming game by mentioning available lines and odds from the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Please do not provide betting advice on how audience should wager. Get in on the game day grandness, folks. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code THPN. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet 5 on the NFL. That's code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE New York or text HOPE NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort KS, licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles, 21 plus ages varies by jurisdiction. Valid in Ontario, bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Sunday going to be fascinating.
Dude, I don't.
Based on the Battle of the Mid Heritage Classic.
I'm not even gonna be really watching it too much. I'm just gonna be drinking beer. I'm gonna be completely honest. You know what? I'm glad that you guys came. I'm glad we're doing this on Charlie 5, and hopefully the Oilers guys will come as well. But honestly, I just kind of want to just talk to them and just say, don't even worry about the game. That no one's gonna score. It'll be 0. And I said this. It'll be 0-0. And it'll be the first ever game, and since they introduced the shootout rule to be a tie game, because everyone is going to miss on the shootout. Everyone is going to, and Gary Bettman's at some point going to call call the officials and say, end this game. I don't care. I don't care if it's not like the goalies aren't even like doing it in their butterfly. They're literally standing doing nothing, and it's everything is just going past them because they can't shoot, because nobody on both benches can shoot the puck on net. So Gary Bettman's just like, yeah, no, we're done.
Where do we go from here? Is the biggest question, because well, but before you answer it, like, and I mean when I say it, where do we go from here now? Because now people are, if people are continuing to use the excuse of still early, I think we're way on that point.
Yeah, no, my theoretics and my kind of mindset of wait till 20 games has gone completely out the window, because what I thought when I said 20 games was that we were going to see some improvements. We were going to see at least have, if they were going to lose a game, they were going to show some real effort and have some actual, decent games, and really just show about how, how they can do their thing. It just kind of see that they had some real good potential. And I'd say, you know what, I would still, but no, at this point, it's gone out the window. We should throw the season out. I'm going to say, and again, I changed my bio on my Twitter to say that, to congratulate the Flames of being the last place team in the league for this season. I've already done that, and you know what? I say, even though the Oilers are 1-7, or I guess 1-8 now, I don't care. They're. I know the Oilers will. McDavid will be back, and then all of a sudden they're going to have this big spark of energy, and they're going to go on a 9-game win streak. We don't have anybody injured. Peltier won't come back until January, and guess what? Anybody who comes in, like, there is going to be nobody, no matter how big, unless it is God himself, or the hockey god himself, that decides, you know what, I'm going to help this team, and gives us all magical powers to actually play like an NHL team rather than a beer league team. Because that's the only way that we can have any individual that can actually change this team. They're like, who did we have? Who was on the D? Who was on D tonight? Who I think was replacing Anderson?
Dennis Gilbert, I think.
No, it wasn't Gilbert. From the AHL.
Oh, hold on. Let me bring it up here. I know what you're talking about.
Zodorov, right? I don't know.
Zodorov, something like that. Because it was mentioned, like him and Sharon Govich were the first Belarusian to play together since I can't pronounce that correctly. Like, it's so long since Andre Konstantin and Sergei Konstantin were playing in the NHL. See, again, people, if you want to credit me on my pronunciation, I apologize. But let's see. Sorry, just bring it up here.
Again, we paid 1.2 billion to
Ilya Solovyov.
Zolovyov.
Yeah. We have.
Yeah, no, he did nothing. And he did nothing for the team. Even though he's the guy, and I say AHL player.
Yeah.
So no, there's gonna be no player unless we decide to put all of our cards back into the deck, and then reshuffle, and then put out new cards. You know that kind of rule in some card games. We put it all back into the deck, we shuffle, and then we put them back out. We put in however many. Yes, exactly.
This is all you need. This is all you need to look at. Like, this is all you need to look at. Like, there's no caption needed. Just flat out. Yeah. But I mean, I'm really at a loss. Like, I'm really at a loss from this, man. Like this is no longer a case of it being early. Like, we're way beyond the whole early stage, man. We're way beyond the point of saying it's early. We know what this team is. this team is mushy.
And what they're
This
going to be
team-
for the next 5 years.
100%. 100%. Like, if this team doesn't blow it up now, if they don't rebuild now, they're going to end up like the San Jose Sharks post 2019, if not worse.
You know what? Might as well just get Sutter on the GM spot again.
Oh,
Because
gosh.
it's because you know what, if we really want to screw things over, because this is where it's starting to go to, just get Sutter back into the GM spot. In fact, make Sutter the owner. Make Sutter the owner of the Flames. It might as well. You know what? Just to put the cherry on top, make him the owner of the new owner of the Flames. If Murray Edwards wants to back out, great. We'll have Daryl Sutter to be the owner of the Flames, and then he can go into his barn and he can think of the worst strategies possible to bring in the most oldest fucking. You know what? He'll put on some equipment, and he'll say, "I'm ready, boys. Give me a 5-year contract, signing me $6 million a year. I'm back in it, boys." That's what's going to happen. So
speaking of Daryl, do you remember when they said that Daryl was the problem? Do you remember when they said, we need positive vibes back in the locker room?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember also when they said, that they needed a captain?
Yes.
Where's the excuse now, fellas? Where's the excuse now? Do you have any more for me? Because we ain't getting fooled here. Nobody's getting fooled.
Sorry, yeah. Like, Backlund isn't really being a leader. He just kind of got the scene and I think was like, okay, great. So what am I supposed to do with this? And they're like, you've been in the league for
just done nothing.
No,
nothing.
Yeah, he's like he's been in the league. Like they just said, you've been in the league for how long? And you're asking about what to do with the captain. Put the C on your like, dude, you can't be doing that. And then dude, and I think about who else? Again, I'm not gonna fully blame Huska for this because Huska has to also work with what he has. He can absolutely try and do his best with the systems. And he can try and use some of the guys, or find some of the guys' strengths and use them the best that he can. But overall, it's not just one person, it's everyone's. It is you know what though? As much as I love, I do say you have to get Sutter back, but at the same time, Sutter won't be do anything. I think the only thing that Sutter might do is that he might get some of the guys back to feeling depressed, and that's maybe what they deserve, is depression and a good swift kick in the ass.
I honestly don't even disagree at this point.
Because some of the guys need to wake the hell up. It is early in this again. Oh, it's early in the season, yeah. But at the same time, the 8 games have shown. Is it 8 at this point? We're 2-5.
Yeah, it's basically entering 8 or 9.
2, 5, and 1. Yeah. So the 8 games has just shown enough. Has really just, has basically given us the level right now. I think at our highest. Because the thing is that the first period of the game wasn't even that bad. I gotta say, the first period wasn't even that bad. I saw some of the good passing going through and whatnot. And the third period wasn't even bad. That's the thing. It wasn't it wasn't the worst thing, but it was, again, it's the small things that they never used to do, even last year, that they didn't used to do, is with the turnovers and the bullshit positioning and everything about, we need to, shooting it all the time and whatnot. That's great and all, but have you ever considered, rather than taking a shot, actually taking a decent shot as well, and also maybe, looking about where you're passing. Because I know you're NHL guys, and you're supposed to have a little bit of the stereotype of, oh, I just go behind the back pass without looking, and I'm sure it'll hit my D man. It's like, no, you are. I'm sorry, like Kaiser Huberto, you're not that guy. You like, trust me, you're not that guy. You don't do shit. You basically don't do shit like that either anymore, or you just shouldn't be doing shit like that. But you know what? There's not even pain anymore. There's no pain anymore. It's just I don't care. There's just no emotion. It's just
Yep.
like, you know what? It's just like I could be doing a lot. You know what? The only reason why I'm really watching these games anymore is because of the podcast right now. I'll be honest. The only reason why I'm really watching is because of the podcast. I don't want to watch these games. I'll be like, the one on Sunday will be fun just because it's just against the Oilers, and if there's Oiler fans with us and whatnot, sure, that'll be fun to do some bantering. But pretty much other than that, it's like I don't even want to watch it. I don't want to watch the games. Like it's just they're just both boring and they're just depressing. And it's like, you know what? I could be doing something a lot better, like nothing at all.
It's to echo what you're saying, it's really, I think, acceptance. It's an acceptance that this team is exactly what it is. But let me try and spin it in the positive, if that's okay with you. I'm not usually the one for big positive things when it comes to this team because of how optimistic we both are. But let me just spin it for a second here into a positive. And don't worry, I have no hope now. I'll be very honest. For the rest of the season, I have zero hope. But let me ask some. Is there a low-key, very small that the Flames are tanking?
I hope so.
Because if they're tanking, then it's like, well, then you're doing it right.
Well, if this is them trying, then I have a lot more concerns. I have even more concerns than I've already had. If they're tanking, well, great. Again, that's why I'm saying about Lindholm and Zadorov and whatnot kissing the media's ass, saying, "Oh, we can play that good, and we're gonna try a way to." You're not gonna do shit. You're not gonna do anything. All you're gonna do is you're going to keep all the money in your pockets and spend it on whatever the hell you want, like drugs and alcohol and women and at the strip clubs and everything like that. That's what you're going to do. You don't give a shit. So right now, what you probably have been told is, you know what, the start of this season is not going as good. So let's just keep it this way, and we'll tank. We'll eventually get a better player, and you know what, that's going to be the start of a rebuild. I hope that's at least what's being said, because if this is where they're like, oh, or like even Huska said, oh, they just weren't trying. It's like, no, you're also kissing media's ass, because I mean, you first of all have to. If you were being real honest, then oh man, I think a lot more people would be canceled. But like I say, if this is them trying, or sorry, if this is them tanking, then good. Also, you know what, and then also, if this is for them to, if some of this is for them to also increase some either trade value in some other players, or it's also to, get some players off. Maybe either playing them more often than they need to, for something like an injury. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. For others,
I think currently you're at the point where I think, as we talked about many times, I think you know what you need to do. but they don't want to do it as of right now, right? And that means trading assets. And listen, I think like at the deadline, you're likely to get a good return back for guys like a Noah Hannafin or
Milan.
guys like Iceland home. But like really, how long can you really wait? Especially when
And that's kind of something that I wanted to ask a guy named Anand, who does questions with on the Sportsnet 960 The Fan. One of the questions I asked is what is the best time for us to consider trading? Like what is the best time to look at trading some pieces? So if it's like do it now and do it quickly, then we'll get going then.
yeah.
If it's wait till closer towards the deadline, then okay. We'll see about what's there on the free markets.
Because remember too, Connor, teams overpay at the deadline.
Mhm. Well,
Just remember
teams
that.
also are a lot more careful too. That's the issue.
Well, look at the Tanner Janelle deal for crying out loud. Did you see what the Nashville Predators? Did you see what the Tampa Bay Lightning gave up to get this guy?
No.
Like, and now he's basically practically injured.
Oh, fun.
By the way, I have Sportsnet 960 on in the background right now. Nobody can hear it. But legendary calling guest Robert is on his usual rant right now, and I'm trying to just get a listen to what he has to say because every time Robert's on, the Flames is on overtime. Yes, it's overtime, Pat. It's not Flames talk post game. It's overtime for the call in. I will always call it overtime, and that will never change. But Robert basically and I speak the same language, so I just want to get the gist of what is going on, and the usual Robert rant is happening. So anyway, did you have a look at that Janelle trade?
No, I'm looking at just to see about what Sportsnet has to say about the booze.
We're basically, folks. We're this. If you've turned off this episode by now, we don't blame you. We don't blame you by this point. Oh boy, it's been. As I've said, I don't know where we go from here, but I think we already know where this is going, and I'm gonna tell all of you right here, right now, it's coming. It's coming. A storm is coming where this team is going to get blown up. People say it's not happening under this owner. At this point, man, I don't think he may have any other choice. Because historically speaking, the Flames have always had their hand forced for a rebuild. They've never chosen that path. It has always been forced to them. So what I'll say right here, right now is I think it's coming sooner than later. When does it start? I don't know.
No.
That's a very good question. I have no idea. And this is not me having, and I have hope for a rebuild because we goddamn need a rebuild badly with this team, with this organization. This team needs to rebuild badly. But when it starts, I don't know.
I don't.
It's a good question.
Hope for a rebuild. I don't think they're smart enough.
I don't disagree with you, and I'm not holding my breath. It happens, but there's also a point where they may not have a choice. But honestly, we'll start to put a bow.
Where I thought was someone coming in here. Was someone gonna come in here? You said.
No.
Oh, I thought you said someone was gonna be in here. Huh.
No, I don't think I did. I'd be wrong, but I definitely didn't say anyone was coming in here on this edition of the Flame and Talk podcast as a part, by the way. And I do apologize to our friends at DraftKings. We're just fuming right now, and we just want this team to rebuild. We haven't said that this podcast is presented by our good friends at DraftKings. So at some point, you'll end up seeing the ad read in the middle of the episode. So, and also we're part of the Hockey Podcast Network. So we're doing a live stream on Sunday, are we not?
We are doing a live stream on Sunday. We will be going. We are doing of the Heritage Classic. We will be at the Trolley 5, 17th Avenue in Calgary. We are hopefully going to be trying to bring a couple of Edmonton fans. I believe you said friends of yours, Noah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So we're going to be getting a couple. Yeah, we're going to try to be getting as much as we can with the live stream. Again, this is going to be new to us, so because we've never done a live stream on Flaming Talk. So first one, fun. Hopefully, it should be at least some fun with at least going to a bar or kind of a bar or something like that, so that we can drink away the pain.
Yeah, I'm actually very much looking forward to the live stream on Sunday with you and with a few friends of ours who are Oiler fans as well. They'll be, just spitballing and chatting, and they'll be probably just as miserable as we are, considering the Oilers are also shit right now. If you wanna spin it positive of how bad things are here in Calgary, I mean, you could spin it as, well, at least we're not the Oilers, which I think is a lame excuse, but whatever.
No,
doesn't matter.
It's more who sucks. At least we don't live in Red Deer. Yeah, that's true. So at least we can have some agreements on between Edmonton fans and Flames fans that at least we don't live in Red Deer.
So, and then also to mention everybody, but we're going to be going live podcast right after the Heritage Classic is over, and I don't know what you're going to get from us on Sunday. You may get anything. You may get something a little different, but if Flames win, I still don't think our hope will be up.
Yeah,
we will very low in the floor fans.
Yeah, if we try, what we'll try to do on Sunday is after the game's over and we're trying to head back or something like that to our places. We are going to also try to invite the two Oilers fans just to be a part of the podcast. Won't be any. We'll try again. This is just something that we're the first time.
By the way, Karen, I need to interrupt, but we're actually in the podcast in person at Trolley 5 right after the game is over.
Oh, perfect. All right, so we're straight up just no. We're just doing that. All right. So this is again. Right. I love it when I have no organizational skills and I just decide not to listen to Noah. And when he actually says, "Hey, we're going to do it right after," and I say, "Yeah, we're going to do it right at our home." Wow, I am. Yeah, I was. I can't even say this is a raising problem for my parents. This is just me. I'm just a freaking idiot. So
it's been It's been a tough night. I mean, it's been a tough night. It's been a tough first 10 games or so for this team. And, and I don't know where things go from here, but yeah. But anyway, we'll start to put a bow on this edition of I want to say very depressing Flaming Talk episode, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network. We usually take out with an extra for this one, but we're not for this one in particular. We're just going to leave quietly, and we're just going to say, for Connor Dolan, I'm Noah Adler. The Hockey Podcast Network stream on Sunday for the Heritage Classic, and we will see you later on Sunday night for a fresh, brand new episode of the Flaming Talk Podcast coming off the Heritage Classic for all of you to watch. For Connor Dolan, I'm Noah Adler. We wish you a very good weekend, and fuck you, Murray Edwards.